Welcome back to another poker vlog. It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're all having a great day. Today we try out the 1-3 because we've been running really well at 2-5 and wanted to DJ just a little bit. Play some 1-3, enjoy the lower stakes. We get into a bluffing war, so that's going to be a good time. So hopefully enjoy this one. Let's get into the action. To start off a session this late into the night, welcome to pure DGen hours. We walk into the 1-3 $400 max buy-in, and it's a hot start with a blind raise. We blind raised to $12 and +1 over the under the gun straddler, and yeah, that's how we start off the session. There is one caller of the $12, folds around to the under the gun straddler, who also makes the call. So as the blind raiser, we have no option, and we're forced to look at our hand. We look down at Queen 8 offsuit, and when the flop comes Queen 3-4 2 clubs, well, top pair is going to be pretty good in the situation. So when the undergun player checks, I technically throw out a c-bet since I did raise pre. I c-bet $25. One of the limper folds, and the undergun player to my right makes the call. Going to a turn which comes the 7 of hearts, so 5-6 does get there. I don't necessarily love it, but when he checks to me, I have a pretty horrible kicker right now, so I decide to check it back, not really sure what he's holding. The river now comes a 5. This is puke city of a board for us with top pair. Even worse, he throws out a bet of $40. I mean, honestly, I'm obviously very priced in to just make the call and toss it in for $40. We do block 8-6 for the nut straight, so sometimes I think we can consider raising here as a bluff. But after thinking things over early on in the session in these DGen hours, I don't want to make a light call, so I just flash him the queen and let this one go. And this player shows 10-5 for the bluff. So nice bet, sir. Way to get me off of top pair, and the bluffing war is on. In this next hand, we have pocket 10s in the cutoff. There's a hijack who open limps, and I decide to put in a raise to $15. We get the big blind to call, and so does the hijack. Flop comes king 9-7 2 clubs and a diamond. Here, definitely going to put in the c-bet when action checks to me. I just throw out a bet of $25, and the big blind player folds, but the player to my right on the hijack makes the call, who bluffed us out of the last hand. Heads up, the turn comes the 3 of diamonds. It's a pretty good turn for us, so when he checks to me, I certainly am going to continue and throw out a bet. I think our hand can be good here a lot of the time, and certainly don't want to give away free cards for draws. So I continue with the bet of $55, and once again, he makes the call. So the river is now the 6 of clubs. Don't love it, as a few straight draws get there, along with the obvious flush draw on the flop, and now he leads out for $100. Gross spot with second pair, and once again, you're just merely having a bluff catcher. How often is this player going to be calling 2 streets, then leading on the river when pretty much all the draws come as a bluff? Not entirely sure, so I decide to just fold again. And this time he shows us another hand. He has Queen 10 for the vlog. Another bluff, and the bluffing war continues. Next time, it's our turn to bluff him out of a hand. All right, here's John. Keeps bluffing me out of my shoes right now. He's 2 for 2. The next hand, we are under the gun with the straddle on, and we pick up ace-8 offsuit. Action folds back to the big blind player, John, and he decides to raise it up to $23. Here with an ace, and we're essentially playing blind versus blind, I'm definitely going to put in a 3-bet here, as I think it's a good candidate to do so. So I size to $75, and this player, John, makes the call. Let's go to a flop which comes king 7 deuce rainbow, and on a pretty decent board for us, he checks to me, and a pretty dry flop. I'm definitely going to c-bet to potentially protect ace high and maybe semi-bluff. I size to $55, and without too much thinking, John folds his hand face up, pocket jacks. Didn't think he was that strong, but now my turn to show my bluff. We are 1-2 against John for bluffs this time, and hopefully there are more bluffs to come. Who's getting bluffed now, John? Who's getting bluffed now? All right, next hand, it's a fun one with pocket queens in the big blind. There's one limper, and the player in the cutoff raises to $15. This cutoff player is a special one who edits the video. Shout out to Karl. Action folds to me, and we've got another big hand with Karl. As a flashback, we stacked him the last time we played on the same table. So let's see what happens this time. I put in a 3-bet to $60. The limper gets out of the way in between us, and now back onto Karl, who decides that 60 is not enough. He puts in that 4-bet to $180, 3xing my raise, and Karl's got about $450-ish in his stack, and against him, I mean, we're just gonna rip it all in and see what happens. I 5-bet jam about $450 total, and he likes his hand enough for all of that amount. He makes the call, and let's go to a run out with a massive pot all in pre. You call? All right, Karl, what's going on?
Come on, man.
Oh, that's pretty good for you. The run out comes king high, and that really doesn't look good for us. And I never knew how bad it was going to be when he has pocket kings. We run into it, the cooler kings versus queens. It's our time to double them up for $460 total. This amount is coming right out of your monthly pay.
God, please, no! 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 No!
What's up, Karl? How do you feel about that king's hand?
Yeah, unlike you in that golden nugget video, I don't like to fold kings because I think folding is boring. So if you guys like the sweatshirt, feel free to check out the link in the description. And yeah, let's get back into the video and watch this guy punt off some more money.
After giving away some chips, we load back up to $400, and here with king queen off in +1, there's an undergun straddle, and I decide to open it up to $25. $25 seems pretty adequate as 3 players make the call. Going to a flop 4 ways comes 10, deuce, 3, rainbow. Really whack board multi-way, and when action checks around to the cutoff player, because I'm not going to be betting and bluffing into 3 other players. The cutoff throws out a bet of $30, which is just very tiny and minuscule. The under the gun player makes the call as well, and it seems like we're getting a bajillion to 1 odds to hit runner straights. Why not go for it? I have 2 overs as well, and I decided to make the call for 30, so we're going 3 ways to the turn. The turn comes a 10, and this isn't amazing, but, you know, obviously we're going to check and play in flow, but surprisingly action checks around, so it seems really unlikely someone has a 10x holding. Let's go to a river. The river is now a king, so this is great, I guess. I'm not entirely sure what hands I can get value from betting, but we're certainly confident that our hand is the best here. So when the player on my right checks, I just put in a really small bet to $45. Like I said, I have no idea what kind of hands we can get called by besides like pocket 9s, pocket 8s or something. But when both players fold, I'm happy to take it down, make that call on the flop, getting a bajillion to 1 odds, and we drill the king on the river. Part of the game plan. This next hand with ace queen of hearts in +1, I open up the action to $12. Player to my left makes the call, and we're going heads up. Flop comes jack, 3, deuce, rainbow on a relatively very dry board. I put in a c-bet to just $10 here, assuming our hand ace queen high has to be good. He makes the call for 10, so we'll see what happens. The turn comes the 4 of hearts, brings in that heart draw, also with the gutter ball to the 5 for the wheel. So I'm going to size up this time. With a lot of equity here, I size up to $40. This player was pretty short and rips it all in for about $60-ish total. So for $20 more, obviously we're never folding, we make the call. The river is the 10 of hearts. Well, we have the nuts now. I show my hand, and we ended up cracking his top pair on the flop of jack 8. So we take a small one, but stack an opponent. This hand, we're the under the gun straddle once again, and we pick up the premium skinny, 3 deuce of diamonds, and we're playing 5-handed. There is only 1 limper to me, and here, well, we didn't under the gun straddle for nothing. We put in that raise to $30, and for 25 more, the limper makes the call. Out of position, flop comes king, king 8 to hearts, and as any normal person would with my hand, I put in that c-bet to $20. And of course, I think this player is ahead of me, definitely ahead of 3 high right now. He decides on a call. The turn comes the 5 of clubs, and once again, definitely going to go for value here, and definitely pretty standard overall given how this hand is played. I throw out another $75 bet again with 3 high, and now this player folds, so nice to get this bluff through, and as any normal person would, we showed the nutted 3 high for the win. So we've been playing a little ridiculous so far, and this last hand of the session gets fun. Jack 9 offsuit on the button playing 5-handed. The cutoff opens up the action to $12, and in position against the cutoff open, definitely going to start being a little bit more aggressive, and we put in that 3-bet to $40. The blinds fold around, back to the cutoff player, and he decides on making a call. So let's go to a flop. The flop comes ace, 10, 7, rainbow, and obviously it's a really great flop for us with our perceived range with ace high, and we also have a gutter ball. So when he checks, I put in a C bet to $35. He decides on a call, so we're going to a turn. The turn is a 10, and it's not amazing on this paired board. I think he can call with a lot of 10Xs on the flop here. So when he checks to us, we're just going to take that free card, hopefully bink the gutter. So we check back, and the river, there you go. You ask for it, it's the magical 8 of spades. For the third time, he checks, and we're certainly going to have to go for value here. After binking the straight here, I put out a bet of $80, trying to go for value, and this player thinks 80 is not enough. He check raises to 185. And this player doesn't have too much behind, maybe about $150-ish more behind that. So considering we did bank our miracle gutter and we have the nut straight right now, although the board is paired, we can lose to a few boats, but I think that extra $150 is certainly up for grabs. And let's try to go for all of it. I rip it all in, and this player snaps it off with pocket sevens. Flop the set, turn the boat, and we hit our gutter ball on the river, so we pay him off for a total of $335 total. The magical river turns into a horrific one. Nice hand, John. Our venture into 1-3 did not do well. Did not go well in the slightest. My goodness. And you won't even believe how long I played for, because this was bad. We were in the game. We played for an hour and 12 minutes, man. We were involved a bunch. A little splashy, you know. But yeah, we played with our buddy Karl, who edits the vlogs, and we donated. We were in the game for $1,200. We were out of the game for $533. After playing for an hour and 12 minutes, that is what you call a 1-3 hourly today of minus 200 big blinds. Holy shit, that's the most ridiculous stat. Punting off $600 in an hour. That's a new record, I think. Good for me. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this 1-3 DGen hour. You know, if we play again here, I'm trying to fit in another session, hopefully. If not, we'll see. But, you know, would like to play more 2-5. This 2-5 is working out for us. This session, 1 hour long session did not go great, but hopefully you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed. I can't help but laugh at how ridiculous a minus 200 big blind per hour rate is. Oh, that's impressive. Only here. You can only find that here on this channel. Hopefully you enjoyed the content and the spewiness and the puntiness. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.